We are traveling around the world. It is a global experience, and you're about to have an experience. You're going to take a journey to tame a tiger with my friend Gwenno. Gwenno, come into the studio. Where are you?
I certainly will.
There you are.
I'm here. I'm in Wales. It's not raining, which it does a lot. And I'm so proud to be here taking part in the M.A.P.S event. I am really looking forward to this session. I got lots to get through, so I'm hoping that I don't overrun. But I'm hoping I'm going to be able to inspire you and shake you up a bit. So let's get on with it. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I know better than to try to corral you, honey. You are a tiger. So, all right. So, okay. Yes. And my job will be to help make sure that you stay within your confounds and we just keep you rolling. Okay. Not that you need any help.
Well, I'm delighted to be part of this wonderful event. And my name is Gwenno Dafydd, and I'm a global life, leadership and master public speaking coach. Today, I hope to inspire you with my story and give you some tips on how to live the best possible life, no matter what life throws at you. Today, my talk is going to be about taming the tiger, living successfully with daily chronic pain. And what's going to be in the content? Well, what's my story? I'll tell you about my story, how it's affected my life. I've gone through some seriously stormy weather, my journey looking for solutions, the trick to life: want what you get and not what you want. And then I'm going to talk very briefly about why I can help you. I have walked the talk. So here we go. Once upon a time, like all good stories, there was a happy little girl who loved to run, and she was me. This is my story. I was really good, and I loved running more than anything else. Here I am getting the Inter-Counties, Pembrokeshire, Cardiganshire and Carmarthenshire record for the 400 yards as it was then.
Were you meaning to share your screen?
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Oh, hang on. Right, I'm going to have to go back right to the beginning. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you don't have to go back to the beginning. Just start with the slide that you're talking about with the shirt. We can pick it up from there.
Yeah, the only problem is I have to go right to the end with my slides. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Try again.
There you go.
Okay. I can't see the share screen now. Okay. Share screen. Yikes. Where is that going to? Okay.
There you go. Now make it in presentation mode. There you go.
I'm in presentation mode. Here we go. Start again. Okay. My name is Gwenno Dafydd, and I'm delighted to be taking part in this global event, which is the M.A.P.S global event. And I'd like to thank Elaine Sugar, John Donnelly and the team for all the hard work that they've put into this extraordinary global event. My name is Gwenno Dafydd, and I'm a global life leadership and master public speaking coach. Today, I hope to inspire you with my story and give some tips on how to live your best possible life, no matter what life throws at you. Today, my talk is about taming the tiger, living successfully with daily chronic pain. Now, my content, what's my story? How it's affected my life. I've been through some seriously stormy weather. My journey looking for solutions. The trick to life: want what you get and not what you want. And then I'm going to tell you very briefly, why can I help you? Well, I've walked the talk. So, once upon a time, like all good stories, there was a happy little girl who loved to run, and she was me. This is my story. Yes, I was really good at running, and I loved running more than anything else. And here you see me getting the Inter-Counties, Pembrokeshire, Cardiganshire and Carmarthenshire record for the 400 yards as it was then. It stood unbeaten for many, many years. This is the programme for the Welsh Schools Athletics Championships in 1974, when I became reserve for the Welsh national team in the 400 yards. And there are some friends of mine from that time. There's Gaynor and Anne, and we recently reconnected and started to go to plan going on walking trips together. Well, let me outline the positive benefits of running. You focus on the outcome. I wanted to be in the Welsh Schools International team for 400 meters. So you learn how to plan. You learn how to be determined, bravery. You become a rain runner. You're out in all weathers and conditions. You work on your mental and physical strength. You overcome pain and injury. Patience and persistence. You never give up until you reach your goal. You have friendships and wonderful experiences, and your fitness, positivity and well-being get an absolute rocket fuel of a push. And coaching others to do their best by focusing on their outcomes is wonderful. And I developed lots of leadership skills when I was doing that. And I had a gift, not only for running, but also coaching. And I dreamt about being a physical education teacher. And in 1975, I was accepted at college to pursue my dream. Here's where it gets naughty and nasty. But one day, whilst I was doing the long jump, I fell on some hard sand, hurt my back and knee, and that began a lifelong relationships with physiotherapists and other medical practitioners. Now, 3 months into college life came the devastating news that I had a condition called chondromalacia patella, a softening of the kneecaps. You see that here. And I was told that if I didn't stop doing sport for 5 years, I would be walking with a stick by the time I was 30, or I would have had to have a knee replacement. And we're talking dire times in the 1970s because replacement knees were not really very good at the time. So I had no choice. I was absolutely devastated. All of my dreams were shattered. I went through some incredibly tough times. I was really lost and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life and was desperately unhappy and was probably clinically depressed. Although at the time when I went to the doctor, I was told, pull yourself together, girl. I hated college and had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, but I did manage to qualify as a drama and Welsh teacher. Now, I always believe that when one door closes, I knew I didn't want to be a teacher anymore, but what did I want to do? So I went to Belgium to be an au pair. And I realized at the time that I did have some other talents apart from running. I could write, I could sing, and I started broadcasting. I also taught English as a foreign language and lived a very bohemian life. You see, I started off working as a busker. So 5 years later, the 5 years is over. I'm back to running and result, happy Gwenno. So there I am running the full marathon in Cardiff. I came 7th woman without having to train. And I did loads of half marathons where I came in the top 3 on several occasions. And guess who I'd be running with? Yes, Anne Evans, my buddy from National Sports Time. But disaster struck before my second marathon in 1985. I'd been training hard and was on track to get a Welsh vest when 3 days before the Cardiff Marathon, I was involved in a 4-vehicle pileup road traffic accident. I was in this second car here and the tiger turns up. But one of my philosophies in life is if you fall off the horse, get back on as soon as you can before it gallops off into the dust. So more physiotherapy, boring, repetitive, disciplined exercise. And I managed to get back to my running and go on a 2-month jolly hoit around Southeast Asia and Western Australia on my own. August 1988, road traffic accident. I'm in the front car here, another rear end shunt. And since that day, the tiger has been ever present in my life, gnawing away at my soul. But life goes on. More physiotherapy, getting back to being fit again. I climbed Snowdon, which at 1,085 meters in height is the second to Ben Nevis as the tallest mountain in the UK. And at this point here, I was 3 months pregnant with my beautiful daughter, Lori, who's now 29. Anyway, this is my life since 1988. physiotherapy, osteopathy, chronic pain on a daily basis, antidepressants, tramadol, painkillers, denervation procedure, osteopaths, consultants. I was told I could put titanium rods in my back at a cost of £9,000, but there was no guarantee it was going to work. No thanks, mate. And I had more hospital visits than I've had bottles of Prosecco, and that is a lot. I went to 2 different pain clinics, and it was a very dismal time. And it has been a very dismal and very depressing time. Now in August 2000, yet another road traffic accident in France, sideways shunt into my side. I did at that point think I was going to die. It was a very close shave. The family were very lucky to come out alive. There were ambulances and fire engines. So again, what invisible daily pain actually looks like and feels like. This is my life, or has been my life for many, many years. It's depressing. Pain day on day, month on month, year on year. It whittles away at the joy of living. Chronic pain is limiting. I couldn't walk or stand at all without pain for over 9 years from sciatica. I used to feel like a caged tiger. There were so many things I could no longer do, specifically with my daughter, which really broke my heart. It was very difficult for a very active and independent person who had gone to Southeast Asia for 2 months, and I busked from Belgium to Turkey. It was incredibly frustrating having to ask for help. I had to be in a wheelchair, which I absolutely hated, to get me from any distance. I decided I wasn't going to go into a wheelchair after that first time because I became invisible. And as you've probably worked out, I don't like being invisible. I like making a lot of noise, and I like people to be aware that I'm around. So I didn't like walking with a stick. So what I used to do, I used to perch against walls, and I used to sort of gravitate towards chairs. And I had a beautiful umbrella, which I used to use as a walking stick. And it would come out rain or shine. These are my blue disability parking badges that enabled me to park and not have to walk great distances. I was very, very careful about that one. Nobody seemed to know that I had those because I was too vain. I didn't want people to think that that I had to use a blue disabled badge, because as far as I was concerned, I was not disabled. And even then I managed to smile in all of those. So my endless journey to find a solution. What actually did help? Well, slapping a smile on my face always helped. Then comedy was fantastic. I also read loads and loads about those people who inspired me in my life. This is Colin Jackson, who was the 110 meters world champion in the hurdles, Welshman. Dame Tanny Lee Thompson, she was the world champion on so many levels in disability sport. And this is my favorite. This is Jamie Bolsh, who was the 400 meters champion, and he always inspired me. What else did help me? Well, CBD oil and cannabis, this amazing contraption called the stick. Tears helped me. There's a tranquilizer in tears, don't you know? And then there was something called the sacral wedgie. What else helped? Well, I focused on what I could do, not what I couldn't do. So I knew I could write, I knew I could broadcast, I knew I could sing. I also had a pretty decent brain. I could think. I went and did and became an expert in equality and diversity. I was also very good at listening and advising people. So that's how I made my living. And the pain clinic philosophy was always, is it worth the pain? Surfing, that's me there. Surfing was always worth the pain. Running with my beautiful daughter. I always used to do the race for life with my daughter, even though I ended up in bed for 3 days afterwards. I was pretty keen on mountains and climbing. That was worth the pain. Skiing was worth the pain, but I wasn't very good at it. I always wanted to share lots and lots of physical activities with my daughter, and I did as many as I could within the remit of my physical capabilities. Now, natural ways to get happy. I'm not going to dwell on this because I know we are quite short of time, but I found out about natural ways of getting happy, and I tried to ramp up my dopamine, my serotonin, my oxytocin, and my endorphins. So in my endless journey to get better, finally, I came across this amazing DVD in America, and I learned how to manipulate my own spine back into place. And I saved myself thousands of pounds in osteopathic fees. What happened next? Yes, you guessed it. I went back to running, and there was a tiny window of opportunity there, because I also found out that I had a major problem with my knee. That knee that had bothered me back in 1975 was still a problem. So I had a major knee operation, but before that happened, I went and got my Welsh Championship medals for the 800, the 400, the 1500, and the 3 kilometers walk, or as I used to call it, the wiggly walk. And here I am in my hospital bed after having had those 3 major pins in my leg. Here I am having a laugh, which is what I like to do a lot.
I know you love to laugh, Gwenno. So bringing your time to a close, give us the short version.
Okay, the short version, the trick to life. You may not get what you want, but want what you get. This isn't a pity party. I've done very well in my life. These are all the things that I've done. Professionally, I've worked as with all sorts of lovely people, and life comes full circle. Here's Colin Jackson, here's Tanny Gray, here's Jamie Balsh. And sometimes I was running in the hail there and running in the hail there with my daughter. 30 years on, I climbed up to the top of Snowdon again with lots of cocodamols, but I did it. So 40 years of professional performance, finally the West End, London. So what has Taming the Tiger taught me? Never give up. I'm Gwenno Dafydd. I'm a wild Westphalian warrior woman, rain runner, and tiger tamer. So if you enjoyed my talk, please give me a review on Trustis. Say who you are, where you live, and where you saw me speak. You can do that either through this link, or here's the direct QR code.